This is at my work. One day I'd love to meet the guy who owns this, because man, it is beautiful. Back on Old Gil for a little bit. I'm still having problems with the drive. It just doesn't have any oomph behind it, and it seems to not be generating main hydraulic pressure, because it will drive if I push the lift circuit over relief. So then that is driven by an auxiliary gerotor pump in this block here, and it runs about 550 psi, but there's check valves, so that 550 psi, because there's no pressure in the other side of the system, it pushes that 550 psi into the drive side, and then we can move. So that tells me that our main relief valve is working, which is down there. This is our soft start valve here. That may be an issue, but to get at that, we have to remove all of this. It's quite the pain, and to do that, we'd probably have to, I don't know, I just don't want to. I think the problem is air. I've been trying to bleed it for a long time, so what I've done is, this is a check valve. I believe this is one of the valves that backfeeds the pressure into the motor circuit. And I've just put a fitting in here. I've taken actually the spring out, so there's no check valve action going on now. It's just going to push fluid straight out the top, down the pipe, way back down into the level port there, which actually is on the suction side of the rotor pump. So to my mind, it's going to pull the fluid actually from here. It's going to pull it through the filter and back up. That's my hope. Plug wire is disconnected, so it shouldn't start. I don't know what kind of pressure this might generate, so I'm just going to roll it over on the key and hope. There you go. A lot of air came out. Interesting. Well, this might actually work. I'll let you know. Uh-oh, running out of juice. It's moving a little bit now. In reverse, it still won't really go unless I go over pressure on the lift circuit, but it does move forward. So maybe it just needs to be worked some and try and work out some of the remaining air. Definitely got some air out of it. So, I don't know. We'll keep plugging away at it. I mean, it used to work, and then I did all that work on the lift cylinder, and now it doesn't. So, it's, you know, it's got to be most likely air. You may have seen that I brought the Everest to the antique tractor show, and afterwards I couldn't get it started, and so I think some kids had messed with the kill switch, and my bad, I didn't remember which way was on, which way was off, and I ended up flooding the daylights out of the thing. And that was pretty unfortunate, because I did have a buyer lined up for after the show, so I had to message him and say, hey, it's not running. But I think now I've gotten to the point where it should fire up, so let's give it a go. I'm gonna open the door. I think it's gonna get smoky. Hopefully it gets smoky. Okay, here goes nothing. idle speed is 15 to 1800 RPM, so let's see where we're at. We were actually really close there, running 1550 to 1600. I just bumped it up to more like 1600 to 1650, so I think we're good to go.